Hi viewers, welcome to History Lessons. Today we are going to discuss about geographical discoveries in modern world history. In modern world history, geographical discoveries path a significant event, especially in modern Europe. The new ocean routes from distant spots they have discovered Africa, Asia, America, and rest of the world. Here we will discuss about the factors what the factors are led to the geographical discoveries. The major one is the annexation of Constantinople by Turks in 1453. The second factor is Renaissance. Third factor, Marco Polo travels inspired many Europeans to discover the new routes and the religious zeal. The Christian missionaries they have tried to spread the Christianity rest of the world and the zeal of trade, the spices and other valuable precious goods from the eastern countries, especially from India. They have to make trade directly to India. Another one, the geographical knowledge of compass and maps, all these helps to lead the geographical discoveries from Europe to the rest of the world. The most significant event at the beginning of modern Europe was the discovery of geographical discoveries, new ocean routes to distant parts of the world. The geographical knowledge confined only to Europe, especially coasts of Mediterranean, the coasts of Africa, Southwest Asia, in the Middle Ages. It was extended to America, Far East, and many other innumerable lands at the beginning of 16th century. What are the factors that led to the great marine discoveries is commercial contact between Europe and Eastern countries are made very remote. In the Middle Ages, the East supplied spices, precious stones, herbs, fine silk, ivory, diamonds, etc. to Europe. These goods had great demand in the European market, and the people of Europe felt their life to be dull and gloomy without them. So, it is one of the most important factors. The routes through which these goods reached Europe involved great risk like attacks from robbers and other pirates of feudal lords. As a result, Eastern Europe countries, Eastern trade become both costly and risky. Here, another factor for geographical discoveries is Eastern trade was monopolized by Italian cities like Genoa and Venice. The prosperous Italian merchants charged very high prices for the commodities in the European market, and the jealousy created their interest against all rivals. The compelled Europeans have to direct contact with the East to get the commodities at a cheap rate by eliminating the Italian merchants. When another factor focus, the Turks who have annexed the Constantinople in 1453 blocked the route Mediterranean to the eastern countries. These compelled the Europeans to sail westwards to find out new routes to the east. Another factor, the Renaissance stimulated the youth of Europe to undertake new ventures. In fact, age of hungry for lands and gains. The acute poverty and overpopulation of Europe also led to the factors that rise of geographical discoveries. The another religious zeal of Christianity to spread Christianity throughout the world. The Christian missionaries travel distant lands and established their colonies in Africa and Far East. Thus, the missionaries expanded their activities through European merchants of lands. Now, another factor when we observe the Crusades, amazing account of given by Marco Polo in his book The Travels, inspired Europeans about the fabulous wealth not only rose the curiosity of Europeans and also in the minds of educated Europe. Another factor, the theory of Earth is round and invention of Marine's compass and other geographical knowledge about the discoveries that helped for to explore the new world. The nation spirit dawned the nations at the modern period of the invention of gunpowder also induced them to complete the supremacy not only in Europe but also in the distant parts of the world. These are the major factors that led to the geographical discoveries. When you observe the discoveries, the Portugal Prince Henry is the most important character. He helped to boost the geographical discoveries for distant parts. Portugal Prince Henry, the navigator, founded a school of navigation, attracted adventurous mariners. Under his leadership, Portugal became a great maritime power. In 1487, the Portugal sailor Bartolomé Dias reached the southernmost point of Africa, called as Cape of Storms. But the Portugal king renamed as a Cape of Good Hope. It is a good hope for the future. Later, in 1498, the Portuguese navigator Vasco da Gama he reached India through the Cape and the Indian Ocean. Similarly, Cabral, a Portuguese sailor, accidentally discovered the Brazil. So, after the Spain king Ferdinand and Queen Isabella financed the great sailor Columbus, under the patronage of Ferdinand and Isabella of Spain, Christopher Columbus discovered the West Indies and America instead of India. He was instantly intended to discover the route for India. It is the greatest maritime expedition of that period. In 1492, he reached the West Indies lands, Bahama Islands, now called Caribbean Islands. There, the people called as Indians, but now we are calling as West Indians. The islands are West Indies. Another great maritime expedition, Magellan, a Portuguese captain who received help from the King of Spain, explored southernmost point of America, crossed the ocean. He called as it Pacific Ocean and reached to the Philippines. Though he was killed in Philippines, his troop continued the voyage from 1519 to 1522. The 3 years voyage, it is the first circumnavigation world. It is the most important geographical travel. In the patronage of Henry VII of England, John Corbett crossed the Atlantic Ocean and discovered Cape Breton Island. So these are the major discoveries during the geographical discoveries age. When we observe the results are classified in political results, economical results, as well as social results and cultural results. When we observe the political results of the geographical discoveries, the most political important results are the Europeans who came to Asia as a traders interfered in the Asian politics and conquered the lands. The people of Asia could not resist the European intrusion. As a result, their civilization was destroyed and looked at most contempt of Europeans, which is nothing but a tragedy of all history. Since every European nation want to establish its power in Far East lands, especially in Asia, Africa, and America, these problems led to the European politics grew into the world politics, and also a rise of colonial and commercial supremacy among the nations. The bitter rivalries and bloodthirsty wars was continued even to this day also. And the middle class of European rose in European society, especially rich and powerful. They supported the king in the struggle against the feudal lords and nobles as well as church. Thus, they make path for the establishment of absolute national monarchies in Europe. When you observe the economical results due to extensive maritime commerce, the shipbuilding and industry underwent a great change. Larger and stronger ships were to be built to carry out a great trade, commodities like grain and timber. As a result of new geographical discoveries, old routes were given up. Consequently, the Mediterranean countries like Venice, Genova lost their famous, and the place took the ocean ports like Lisbon and London. And when you observe the economical results, to meet the large scale trade with the various countries, individual effort was replaced by giant stock effort. The result was development of giant stock companies, banking house, thus the modern commercial life of the world began. And when you observe the economic results, we see enormous change. The social results as well as due to the colonialism, the distant lands and the problems of poverty, overpopulation of Europe was solved at least temporarily. The maritime trade, it was developed, especially the new articles like tobacco, coffee, tea, etc. into Europe increased the social comfort of Europeans. The study and growth of commerce and industry led to the rise and strength of middle class, who, by occupying prominent place in society, played a predominant role in the political and cultural movements of the European lands. The demand of commodities like coffee, tea, tobacco led to the extension of cultivation in America, which required cheap labor. For this, Africa was found to be land of savage people called Negroes. The English and Dutch enslaved these Negroes and sold them to American planters. Thus, the geographical discoveries resulted a growth of horrible custom of slavery. It is a triangular business. The commodities traveled to the Africa. There, the Negroes were sold. The Negroes they have sold to the American lands, American planters. The last cultural results, the most important cultural result was Europeanization, westernization of the world. The European culture of Christianity traveled to various parts of the world. Europe came to the contact with new regions, new people, new culture. As a result, knowledge about the world was enriched. Further, it was not only brought various parts of the world in distant cultures closer, but also paved the way of international understanding. Moreover, these new contacts quickened the intellectual movement of the world called Renaissance of Europe. These are the major results. So, when you observe the geographical discoveries, we have to divide into three categories. One is factors, the another one is discoveries, the third one is results. The geographical discoveries path distant parts, especially Africa, Asia, America lands closer to the world for European people, and also it becomes the modern world history. Factors, discoveries, and results we have to classify. In this, we have to undermine the keywords of factors. Annexation of Constantinople in 1453, the Renaissance, the Marco Polo books travels, religious zeal of Christianity and Christian missionaries, trade of spices and goods, compass, maps, other geographical knowledge help to lead the geographical discoveries. In geographical discoveries, we have to focus on Prince Henry, Bartholomew expeditions, Vasco da Gama expeditions, and Columbus, as well as Magellan. The results in that part, political results, economical results, social results, and cultural results. These are the most important things. And also, When you observe the geographical discoveries are boosted for the other elevations. So when you see the Venice and Genova, these are the Italian towns. Here, Constantinople was annexed. The Constantinople and the Damascus, these are the Turkish Empire. They belong to Islam. Here, European countries are belongs to Christianity. Their rivalry and other factors led to alternate routes to discover for the India as well as for its lands. So here, the Ottoman Empire, they have resisted for the European countries not to trade directly with the India. For this purpose, the European countries, especially the Portugal and the Spain, they have make alternate routes for to enrich their trade. For this, also the zeal of Christian missionaries and other factors led to the major events of geographical discoveries. So, when you observe the world map, for to discover route for the India, especially the rich commodities, gold and precious metals, they have attracted. To get these in cheap rates, the European countries have to make another alternate routes. The Christian kingdoms, especially the Portugal and the Spain, all these are raised. The Portugal led the first geographical discoveries. In this, the Portugal king inspired them to explore the African and all these routes. In this, the 1498 Vasco da Gama, he succeeded to reach for India. He sailed from Portugal to southernmost part of the Africa. Then he reached for the India. In 1492, the Columbus, he uh, alternately traveled from west to east. Here, he reached for West Indian parts. He believed that they are Indians, the part is India, the land is. He made three travels, but it was the new land, America. Americo Vespucci, in the route of Columbus, he explored the new land. So the geographical knowledge about the compass and the maps and the ships all are help to make geographical discoveries in easiest way. The Atlantic Ocean, especially the Magellan, who made the first maritime world expedition. He traveled from Spain to southernmost part of the South America. Then he reached for the Pacific Ocean. Here in Philippines, he died. So when you observe all these geographical discoveries, it make a path in different results. The Eastern Europe countries, they have faced many difficulties at beginning, but of, out of these geographical discoveries, they make path of geographical expeditions. It make the slavery system, the triangular business, and also the world came into contact. The whole Africa, Asia, America, it was close contact with the Europeans. It make enormous results in or different fields. So when you observe these geographical discoveries, we have distance results, distinct features. So, see the major results. The commodities which are in the eastern parts, the precious stones and the spices, it has attracted for the resinous. The famous sailors, they have traveled, they have explored the new geographical travels. Columbus, who discovered the new routes. So, dear viewers, in this topic, we have to focus on three areas. One is factors for geographical discoveries. The another one is how the geographical discoveries occurred. The final one is results. In what aspects? The political results and economical results, as well as social results and cultural results. So, thank you, viewers. We will meet again like this historical topics in another session.